The HS Game Time playoff previews continue with girls soccer. We've got Mirjam Swanson here on the set to break down some of these big playoff matchups. And we start in Division 1, Ukaipa. They get Mission Viejo in the opening round. They're led by their two strikers up front. And what do you think about the Thunderbirds, Mirjam?
I think they're tough. I think their two strikers, Ashley Dean and what's her name? Cody Lavruski.
I've heard something about her.
Yeah, they're pretty potent. Those two girls. Ashley has like 35 goals, and Cody, after missing much of the preseason, has 23, I think, coming in. So those girls can score seemingly anytime they want, and they've got a senior-laden defense that has been there and done that. So
what more can you ask for, right, when you're talking about playoff soccer?
Well, you could ask for a better draw, maybe.
We'll talk about that. They have Mission Viejo in the opening round, but beyond that, looking ahead.
Yeah, so if they get past Mission Viejo, their reward for having been so wonderful all season is that they get Division 1's #1 seed in the second round, so they have to play Corona Del Mar, which will be tough. Yes. But it's soccer, so one never knows.
And hopefully, you know, Cody appears to be at full strength. Cody Lavruski, right? You mentioned she had the injury. She's been splitting time with the basketball team, correct, and the national team, but she looks to be good to go for the playoffs here.
I think so.
And playing well with Ashley Dean up front.
Quite well.
Yeah, lots of goals there. So Ukaipa.
So maybe they'll surprise some of those OC teams. You never know.
I hope so. You said anything can happen in playoff soccer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So assuming they get past Mission Viejo, a tall task in round number 2. In Division 2, we've got a slew of local teams, very good local teams. A pair from the Big 8, a pair from the Southwestern League. Let's start with the co-champs in the Big 8, Poly and Santiago. How do you like both of those teams in the playoffs?
I think they're both dangerous. They're both very talented. Santiago's been into the playoffs and deep into the playoffs the last couple years. Made it to the championship 2 years ago. A bunch of those girls are still on this team, so they have that experience. Poly is very talented, but very young. Their three great forwards up top are 2 freshmen and 1 sophomore. So we'll see how the playoffs treat them.
All right, so we'll keep an eye on the Bears for years to come. And the Southwestern League schools, Great Oak, Temecula Valley. Temecula Valley won the league title, but when you look at both of those teams, I mean, it's a toss-up. They're both very good.
Yeah, they're great teams. Temecula beat Great Oak 2 or 3 times, but Great Oak wasn't at full strength, those 2 losses. So, but they're both just terrific programs and terrific teams, just loaded with talent. They're both very dangerous.
Could you pick one of those, or maybe 2 of them that might make this deep run?
If I had to pick one, I'd pick Temecula Valley.
And why is that?
Because when they play in sync and they get everything clicking. I mean, they don't have any superstars. Jordan Francesca, their forward is really, really good. But when they all play together, they can play some amazing, beautiful soccer. And I think it's hard for anybody to counter that kind of effort.
And that hopefully that amazing, beautiful soccer you can see on the HS Game Time Roundup, thanks to Shale Robertson, who hooked us up with highlights.
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely. Some pretty fantastic goals he shared with us.
Yeah, so as long as they keep playing,
yes.
Hopefully Shale will keep sending us highlights so we can put it on the show.
Please.
In Division 4, 2 Inland Valley schools, Canyon Springs and Arlington. Arlington, the league champ, but Canyon Springs obviously had that nice run last season. So what do you make of these 2 Inland Valley schools in the playoffs in Division 4?
Also tough. Arlington's had a great year. They won the Inland Valley League. They tied Canyon and beat Canyon, which is hard to do. Melissa Martinez was out. Their great little forward was out for a while with a concussion and a broken nose. She came back, scored 20 goals in 8 matches or something ridiculous like that.
You said coach.
Yeah, coach said
got her.
Yeah, got her mind right, I think, or something to that effect. The neurons are lining up now, but whatever
it takes.
It was working, and if it can keep working, then they could go a long way. Because Canyon Springs proved last year that a team out of this league made it to the finals. They got it to the finals last year, which is, I think, what will make them so dangerous this year.
Now, Division 6. We're talking about Hemet.
Hemet.
They got the #1 seed,
Yep.
but what did they get as a reward for being the #1 team in Division 6?
They got to take a vacation.
most of the time, you'd love a vacation, right?
Normally, unless you really want to play soccer. Yeah, they'll have gone 13 days in between matches from the end of the Mountain Pass League.
Yeah,
sorry,
the last league season game
to the second round because they get a first round bye. So they're going to have to figure out a way to stay sharp.
So there's 13 days in between their last Mountain Pass and their first playoff game, which is, as you mentioned, in the second round. So what are the Bulldogs going to be doing in between to stay focused for that playoff game?
Well, Coach Craig Dwinell says they're going to practice really, really hard. And apparently what that means is that they're going to run a lot.
Run.
So they're going to run.
We'll find out how Hemet does with that extra long vacation. So they're February 22nd, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the following Wednesday is when they return to playoff action. And this is a Hemet team that has a lot of good young players, but they also have experience winning from the volleyball team, right?
Incredible experience. Yeah. They've won 2 consecutive volleyball titles with different teams, quite different teams. And the first one was the first girls' title in Hemet high school history. The soccer team last year made it to the semifinals, so they got close. So, I mean, they have winners, and that goes a long way.
Yeah, it really does, especially in the playoffs. All right, so that's the HS Game Time girls soccer playoff preview. We've got another one, girls water polo, coming up here at HS Game Time.